Ann Barsotti with PSP Perspectives at the Trending Technology Conference in Sacramento. I'm here with Brien Lorenze, who's the Forensics and Fraud Analytics Leader for Deloitte. Brien, thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning.
So, you know, security and forensics is just a huge topic everywhere, but especially today in our conference. So could you talk to us a little bit about what technique is most often used to identify potential financial crime?
Well, you know, historically, we've had a long history of doing forensic accounting and following the money. You know, it's always a really, really good way of finding crime. I mean, Al Capone was not identified because of murder or any kind of mayhem or racketeering. They found him on tax evasion, and so following the money is really important. So what's evolved in the area of forensic accounting is really the use of analytics. And so we really focus on using analytics to parse through large volumes of data related to certain entities, related to certain transactions, and use that to find financial crime or fraud or things of that sort.
Cool. And so what advantage does continuous monitoring give to this entire process?
Well, continuous monitoring, so you develop models so that you can identify different types of fraud schemes, right? And then ultimately you want to get those models that historically are used in more of a pay and chase mode. In other words, you detect that fraud did occur and you try and get the money back. But if you can move those models into continuous monitoring, you can stop the payments from going out in the first place. So it's really about driving down costs of fraud and recover. Well, you don't have to recover, you avoid the costs in the first place.
Which is what we want.
Yes, exactly.
And so you talked earlier about analytics and how it helps you. How does it also help you in actually stopping the crime, the schemes that are being set up?
Well, it's actually the best way to stop the scheme, right, is to identify the scheme, maybe predict the scheme. So in some cases you may be able to use analytics to better understand what is happening and what normal looks like, what normal behavior is. And then you can use analytics, using large amounts of data, to look for anomalies in that data. If you can identify those anomalies, you can sort of get ahead of the ball game and start putting new types of mitigating strategies in place to stop, of course, the scheme from happening in the first place. And predict, right? There's two types of statistics. There's descriptive statistics and there's predictive statistics. You get enough descriptive statistics, you can predict the future. And so it's all about getting enough ahead so that you can, in fact, understand how the schemes are evolving and where they're taking place and with whom they're taking place.
Well, it sounds absolutely fascinating work.
It is.
Thank you so much for joining us today and for being part of Trending Technologies.
Thank you, Ann.
Thank you.